have to move from point A to point B. Come on, let's go.
To some, dark matter isn't so dark, and is a precise and concise world far from being invisible. To some, it would be like turning a light switch on and off to discover that the universe is not so empty after all, but possibly already overcrowded. However, these people are able to, just as we all do, make abstraction and ignore what is hitting us on the face. Ignorance is strength, and it's so reassuring to view the universe from Earth and dreaming about its emptiness and/or being able to float into space without realizing that trillions of elements are flying around. Through us, even, and we will never know what lies behind.
I'd like to try and explain what has happened to the creation of information in my lifetime. When I left Oxford, I went into the BBC and I reported on the news. I didn't manufacture it. I didn't stand between me and the viewer. I reported on events and speeches and what was actually said. It was a straightforward, unfiltered communication. As the world of communication has become more and more powerful, by the late 1990s, when I went into public relations, capital market public relations, at the very top, where we were advising some of the biggest companies in this country and around the world, communications had become so powerful that it was no longer good enough to simply communicate. So let's take a story like one company taking over another. The process of creating intelligence out of information to drive value meant that we spoke to all the stakeholders in the business, including the governments of the day and the legislators of the day, in order to achieve something which was, if you like, a form of artificial intelligence. It was no longer straightforward reporting. It was the putting together of communications from all those different sources, including civil servants and politicians and so on, to create something which was a form of intelligence which we could put out into the market in the form of press releases and press presentations and so on. I don't think it would be fanciful to say that the intelligence gathering and messaging that we went through was actually a forerunner to artificial intelligence. Not because of what we said was false, because it wasn't, it was very accurate, but it was brand new. It was something new. And that new, if we succeeded, would greatly increase the value of the business to the tune of hundreds of millions of pounds, maybe even billions. Or if we failed, that we would lose hundreds of millions of pounds, maybe billions. So it was a brand new intelligence, there to drive value. It was, in a sense, artificial intelligence, a precursor to what we now live with.
The perception of reality has different views. We either see nothing, so it is completely black or completely white. Then we try to furnish this empty space and add memories and figments of our imagination. It becomes colourful, as this universe so created has layers and layers of landscapes intertwined with all the sounds our mind recorded during our lifetime, so far juxtaposed in the background, shaping into one giant noise. The noise is omnipresent. It helps us to remain sane, and together with the layers of landscape, they build a world and a story, so we won't be afraid of emptiness. The perception of reality has different views. We either see nothing, so it is completely black, or completely white. Then we try to furnish this empty space and add memories and figments of our imagination. It becomes colourful, as this universe so created has layers and layers of landscapes intertwined with all the sounds our mind recorded during our lifetime, so far juxtaposed in the background, shaping into one giant noise.
The new Prime Minister has been voted in. Bad and not out of choice, but bad by lack of it. The opposition has gone all communist, extremely arrogant and disillusioned. And the new government, key parts have been allocated to people of Indian descent. We thank them for their contribution to Brexit. One at the Home Office, a young and handsome ex-car mechanic that is out there as the new Chancellor, and a member of an illegal sect as the new Attorney General. What didn't help is public image is that the whole realignment of the Conservative Party in winning the Brexit vote at the general election was orchestrated by an illegal spy that spent most of the 90s in Russia and emerged as the new guru and advisor to the Conservative Party as soon as the new president of Russia, an ex-KGB officer, became the new ruler for life in Russia.
We have to move from point A to point B. Come on, let's go.
Infinity is not the black universe. Infinity is dark matter. And within dark matter lies infinity, a universe beyond any universe, filled with dimensions. Invisible but real, where all the universe's history are hidden and never die. This is eternity. In real terms, life never dies. It transits into an entirely different concept. One seldom moves back and forth to this dark matter within the same human, earthling or creature's life, but some manage to return back in their present forms. Stars and planets are destined to exist, then vanish, only its main spirits, and that the creature that inhabits the celestial bodies can transit away into this DM, dark matter. Spirits, minds, do travel again to new galaxies, and in turn become new creatures destined to a new life. There are no time limits, although time no longer exists. Everything happens in a nanosecond, even if for some humans it appears to be 1 million years. No geographical borders, no time zones, and complete invisibility. This is DM, dark matter. My faith is in the unknown, in all that we do not understand by reason. I believe that what is beyond our comprehension is a simple fact in another dimension, and that in the realm of the unknown there is an infinite power for good. Charles Chaplin.